Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Muhammad Iqbal bin Muhammad Ariff, S68269, Program Science Computer with Maritime Informatics. In subject MMT3073, Ship and Port Technology, we'll be talking about the initial IMO strategy on reduction of greenhouse gases, also known as GHG, emission from ships under International Convention MARPOL. So we will be talking about introduction to IMO and what is still, the vision for our initial IMO strategy on reduction of GHG emission from ships, the level of ambition and guiding principle for strategy, some prior launch project and a conclusion to knot all things up. So what is IMO? IMO, or International Maritime Organization, is the organization that aims to promote safe, secure, or environmentally sound, efficient and sustainable shipping through cooperation. In other words, IMO is the one taking care of any ships that sails in the seas. IMO is also responsible for regulating maritime transport, include the effect it has on our environment. And yes, IMO do take care the impact that ships alike bring to the environment. With that said, from 2012 until 2018, total shipping emission rose from 97 million tons to 1,076 million tons. In other words, an increase of 9.6% total emission have been happening in that period of time. And the emission includes greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrous dioxide and particulate matters that do bring harm to human health and the environment itself in big doses. If nothing is to be done about the situation, projections indicate that shipping emission could escalate to approximately 1,500 million tons by 2020. This could lead for devastating impact to the future generation coming. As we mentioned before, IMO is responsible for the impact that ships created, hence, they have planned a strategy to reduce the greenhouse gases emission from ships. And their vision is IMO remains committed to reducing greenhouse gases from international shipping and, as a matter of urgency, aims to phase them out as soon as possible while promoting a just and equitable transition. IMO have set some level that they need to complete in order to achieve the goal of their strategy. Those level of ambitions include IMO aim to make the carbon intensity of the ships to decline through further improvement of energy efficiency for new ships. IMO aim to decrease the carbon intensity of international shipping. IMO aim an uptake of zero to near zero greenhouse gases emission technologies, fuels, or energy sources to increase. IMO aim that greenhouse gases emission from international shipping to reach net zero. IMO also set some guiding principle in order to make the vision come to life. Their set principle includes to reduce the total annual greenhouse gases emission from international shipping by at least 20%, striving for 30% compared to 2008. To reduce the total annual greenhouse gases emission from international shipping by at least 70%, striving for 80% by 2024 compared to 2008. To keep a global temperature rise for this century well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, and to limit the temperature increase even further to 1.5 degrees Celsius. So, does IMO done anything in the past? Or this strategy is a newly developed one, made just because the impact of shipping is just now hitting humankind? Well, IMO have done some project and strategy. Some project even goes back to 2011 and some as recent as 2023. Some of the project includes Maritime Environment Protection Committee or MEPEC 62nd session July 2011, introduced a mandatory technical EEDI and operational SEEMP measures for energy efficiency of ship. MEPC 65th session May 2013 provide technical assistance to member states to enable cooperation in the transfer of energy efficient technologies, especially to the developing country. While in MEPC 67th session October 2014, This is improved by the third IMO GHG study by 2014, estimating that greenhouse gases emission from international shipping in 2012 accounted for some 2.2% of anthropogenic CO2 emission, and that such emission could grow between 50% and 250% by 2050. The next one is MEPC 70th session, October 2016, introduced the data collection system for fuel oil consumption of ships, containing mandatory requirement for ships to record and report their fuel oil consumption. Next one is MEPC 7th session on April 2018, setting out a vision which confirmed IMO's committee to reducing greenhouse gases emission from international shipping and to phasing them out as soon as possible. MEPC 73rd session, October 2018, is intended to be used as a planning tool in meeting the timelines identified in the initial IMO strategy. MEPC 74th session, May 2019, where the member of session agreed to establish a voluntary multi-donor trust fund, or GHT-TC trust fund, to provide a dedicated sources of financial support for technical cooperation and capacity development activities in order to support the strategy. So the next 7th is MEPC 75th session, November 2020, approved the 4th IMO GHG study in 2020 and advancing and strengthening EEDI Phase 3 requirement for several ship types. MEPC 76th session, June 2021, introducing the short-term greenhouse gases reduction measure containing a technical energy efficiency existing ship index EEXI and operational carbon intensity indicator CII, and an enhanced ship energy efficiency management plan SEEMP. MEPC 77th session, November 2021, agreed to initiate the revision of this project, initial IMO strategy on reduction of greenhouse gases emission from ships, recognizing the need to strengthen the ambition during the revision process. MEPC 78th session, June 2022, adopted a series of 10 technical guidelines to support the implementation of the short-term greenhouse gases reduction measure. On Council 128th session, yes, Council, not MEPC, on November 2022, endorses that the finalized term of reference of a voluntary multi-donor trust fund to be facilitate the participant of developing countries, especially small island developing state (SIDS), the least developed countries (LDCs) in IMO GHG meetings. And for MEPC 79th session, December 2022, approved a revised procedure for assessing the impact on states of candidate measures and adopted resolution. And lastly, the most current one, MEPC 88th session, July 2023, initiated the comprehensive impact assessment of the basket during candidate midterm measure. As for a conclusion, initial IMO strategy on reduction of greenhouse gases emission from ships in accordance to MARPOL have long been planned, and it is not something that made overnight. It takes steps and years of preparation in order to make everyone understand and be able to approach it and execute it. With all that being said, if this project can be done correctly and effectively, the positive impact it leaves on the future generation is huge. It is no denying that ships will emit greenhouse gases, yes, but the least we can do in the explosion of demands is to reduce it to a safer level, in hopes that this project will make the future better for the environment, the human and the ships alike. And these are the references that I use for my presentation. So that's all from me, Muhammad Iqbal bin Muhammad Ariff, S68269. I rest my case. Thank you.